NKTelco Sports welcomes you to this broadcast of high school varsity football presented by Grand Lake Health. We're at Memorial Field where the Coldwater Cavaliers will take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney All Glaze Audiology, NKTelco, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Sweeterman, Minster Bank, Home and Interiors, New Knoxville Supply, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, Park National Bank, Kinniger Custom Fabrication, Kennedy's Garage, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Shelby and Dark County, Superior Aluminum, the Rushi Inn, Busher's Market, Finishing Touches, Francis Manufacturing, Hoynes Service Center, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Balmer Construction, Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, and Western Ohio Mortgage. Thank you to those fine sponsors who allow us to bring you this. And this is week 2 football between the Coldwater Cavaliers and the Minster Wildcats. I'm Jeff Henson. Alongside me this evening is Brandon Coverman. And again, week 2, it's early, but a shortened season, only 6 weeks in the regular season, Brandon. Coldwater gets off to a good start with a convincing win. Minster struggled in the first week loss to the rivals, the Bremen Cardinals.
Yeah, start with Coldwater. The Coldwater Cavaliers come off a nice 21-0 win over St. Henry. They played really solid defense. But talking to Coach Otten before the game, Coach Otten wants a little bit of improvement out of his offense. He felt that their offense stalled inside St. Henry territory a couple times. He wants to improve on that, but with a little scrimmage time, that doesn't help in week 1 especially. Now looking on the flip side with the Minster Wildcats, we had the Wildcats last week with that game at Bremen, only 99 total yards of offense, so that's where they struggled. They struggled to get some snaps off. They're going to be without Phil Traska tonight, who has been a key player both on offense and defense, so it'll be interesting to see how the Wildcats adjust without Traska.
Yeah, definitely some teams here going in, a bit of opposite directions after week 1, but had some days to prepare, and of course the injury for Minster hurts, but they got to reshuffle a little bit and put the lineup back on the field. And these teams are playoff worthy, if you will. They've especially recent times, these teams have been well represented in the recent tournament. And you think of Coldwater, they've been in 25 state tournaments as far as like week 11 football. They've been there 23 consecutive times starting back in the 97 season, Brandon, and that streak will continue this year, but 23 in a row.
It's impressive, 23 straight years, and last year was the first time in Coach Chip Otten's era that they did not make it past week 11. They lost 27-21 to Archibald in week 11, so routinely throughout Coach Otten's first handful of years, they made it to at least the regional finals, the final 8 teams in the state, and they had that year where they won 4 or 5 state championships in a row. So that was a little bit of a disappointment for Coldwater.
Yeah, and on the other side, Minster, 18 playoff appearances in their career, and recently 6 straight. So a modest 6-season streak going for Coach Stokes.
Yeah, and Coach Stokes collected 2 state titles in 2014 and 2017. Last year, their season got cut short in week 11 by the eventual D6 state champions, Anna Rockets. I did that game. It was close. Anna ran away with it in the second half, but Minster could have definitely held that D6 state title, had a very talented team last year.
Yeah, well said. As these 2 schools, Minster, I should say, with 3 state titles, the other one by Ken Newland back in '89, and Coldwater 6 times the state champions, 6 times a runner-up. So a lot of tournament experience here, especially recently for these 2 programs. We have about just over 2.5 minutes before we have the kickoff. So let's go through our keys to the game tonight. And those are being brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First, we'll talk about the Coldwater Cavaliers.
Thanks, Jeff. Coach Otten's saying he wants to get the ball to their skill guys. Quarterback Miles Blasingame taking over for Jake Hemmelgarn. Really needs to command this offense, get the ball out to their skill guys, and trust them.
And on the other side, for the Minster Wildcats,
And looking on the other side, looking for the Minster Wildcats. Limit the penalties and turnovers. Penalties and turnovers. Well, penalties plagued both New Bremen and Minster last week, and they need good snaps. They struggled a little bit with their snapping last week. You'll see Nathan Oldegas move over on the line. Alex Frimmel will take over at center, and they want to have a fast start. If you're going to beat a team as good as Coldwater, you can't fall behind early.
Yeah, well said. And Minster, you know, as we had that game somewhat self-imploded, and you take away the turnover early in the game that gave Bremen the first score. It was 7-0 into the fourth quarter, I believe. So it wasn't like New Bremen dominated the game, although I think Bremen was the better team that night. Minster, home crowd tonight, a good night for football on senior night. And this, as the teams will be entering the field here, the 66th meeting all-time between these two schools has been dominated by the Cavaliers. They lead the all-time series coming into tonight. 51 wins for the Cavs, just 14 for the Wildcats. And in the last 10, Coldwater again dominating, Brandon. 8-2. Minster's only wins in the past 10 meetings have come in 2016 and 2011. And last year, Coldwater back here at the same venue here at Minster defeated Minster 38-20. So Coldwater's definitely dominated the series. But new live tonight, and again, a beautiful night. Maybe just a little breeze coming out of the west, but other than that, a perfect night for football. Yeah, perfect night to begin our Labor Day weekend here. It is a beautiful night to have football. Just thankful we are at week 2 right now, that everything's going well as of now. And you can't complain about the weather. This is going to be a beautiful night for football here at Memorial Stadium. We got a nice seat right on the 50-yard line. Should be a great 48 minutes of action. Well said, and a great atmosphere as, again, the Wildcats now enter the field on senior night here. And they will, Coldwater won the toss, they deferred. So Minster will receive the opening kick, and let's just run down their starting lineup so I have some time here. On the offensive line, Leland Frick wears number 78. Their starting lineups are brought to you by Sidney Auglay's Audiology. Again, Leland Frick, number 78. 58's Tristan McDaniel, offensive lineman. 56, as Brandon mentioned, is Alex Frimmel. He's the center. Also, Nathan Bergman wears 52, offensive lineman. And number 50, John Billing, an offensive lineman. In the backfield, 33, James Bainline will be a fullback. Quarterback Johnny Nixon wears 17. Devin Wepker wears 14. He'll be a wide receiver. Isaiah Slonkowski wears number 4. Connor Albers, number 10, will be a running back. And also number 6, Jack Cooney, is a wide receiver. And Austin Wellman, number 2, will be a wide receiver as we get ready for the opening kick here at Memorial Field in Minster, Ohio. So on the kickoff duties tonight, place kicker for the Cavaliers will be Jesse Meyer, number 88. Cavaliers 1-0 on the season. As we said, Minster 0-1. Both kind of played league rivals, if you will. Coldwater defeated St. Henry, and there's a record there. They've defeated St. Henry up until a couple years ago. 20-some, maybe 21, 22, maybe times in a consecutive. St. Henry got them in regular season, but then Coldwater got St. Henry back in playoffs a couple seasans ago. And we talk about how successful of a program St. Henry is. They've won 5 state championships. They won 2 state championships over that run that Coldwater had on them in 04 and 06. Just tells you how talented of a program Coldwater is. And Coldwater won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so Minster will receive the ball first. And we are about ready to get underway. Again, Jesse Meyer, junior, will put the ball into play. 6', 3" kicker and also wide receiver. And we have at 7 o'clock straight up, and we are underway here at Minster. And that will be into the end zone, and momentum will take him in, and Minster will start on the touchback. A good leg there by Meyer. He does have the wind behind him, but now we'll have the opening possession now for the Wildcats, and special moment here, so pay attention here as we're going to honor number 5, Jackson Hogenkamp.
I would like to direct your attention to the field where we are honoring a fallen Wildcat, one of their seniors, number 5, Jackson Hogenkamp. Although Jackson cannot be here in body, he is getting his first start at wide receiver in spirit.
His jersey is on the 20-yard line right now.
Jackson was a relentless worker. His toughness in the face of adversity was second to none. Jackson was loyal to the program and to the process. He was unselfish in all aspects of his life. And no matter how difficult the situation, you could always count on Jackson to do what's right. Please join us for a 5-second moment of silence in honor of number 5.
Well done.
We would also like to announce that due to the standard that Jackson has set, the Minster Wildcats are officially retiring number 5. We're presenting Jackson's jersey to his parents, Scott and Shelley Hogenkamp. I would encourage all of you to join the Wildcats, whether on or off the field, in playing for 5. Thank you.
Again, job well done, and nice salute there to number 5, Jackson Hogenkamp. First play of the game. Goes up the middle now on a running play. Connor Albers, the ball carrier, stumbles forward to about 24 or to the 24-yard line. So first possession here for the Wildcats following that touchback.
There's a flag on the play.
Yep, so give them a first down. So didn't have many first downs last week, Brandon, in the Bremen game. I think 4 total. So get a good one here in the easy way via the penalty.
15 yards all the way to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and it was a good gain of 4. So, I mean, 4 rush yards, that's a good start. Plus, you get the 15 yards tacked on there.
Moves it out to the 39-yard line. And so just one play and 19 yards already on the drive as Nixon will take the handoff again. And it looks like it's Albers again. Albers, a 5'11" senior.
Cavalier there, number 24.
Well, we have a second here. The Sydney Auglaze Audiology starting lineups for the defense. Mentioned Minster. I'll go through the defense for the Cavaliers. At the end, Connor Adam. At the nose tackle, Troy Hess and Nolan Toby. Linebackers, Alex Kanapke, Justin Hardings, Sam Molenkamp, and Darren Schmidtmeyer. Safety, Mile Blasingame and Zach Hamburg. And corners, Jay Molenkamp and Zach McKibben. So Albers again, positive yards, Brandon, 4-yard pickup. So ran through those names pretty quick, but we'll try to announce some of the players as we move along. And Wildcats, so far, Brandon, solid, no penalties, and positive chunk plays, if you will, so far here. It brings up now a 3rd and 6.
They find themselves in a 3rd and medium situation here, 3rd and 6. You see what Coach Stokes will dial up here.
Again, I believe it's Albers, and he has gotten tackled in the backfield. So good pursuit there. Nolan Toby, 56, defensive end in there, and that's going to create a loss of a no gain, or maybe a loss of 2, Brandon. So a tough break there, and the Wildcats, after somewhat of a good start, will have to punt it away, and that'll be done by number 46, Brian Falk. Zach McKibben retreats back to our left. The sun will be in Falk's eyes as he looks to receive the long snap. Good snap. And a nice end over end, or kind of a knuckleball kick. McKibben on the run with the catch. And he misses. Got about a 5-yard return, so that'll bring up the Cavalier offense. And before they come out, we'll again go to our Sydney All-Glaze Audiology defensive starters for the Minster Wildcats. Number 2, Austin Wellman. 10, Adam Kenner, your defensive backs. Also linebacker Connor Albers and Evan Dorston. Defensive back Devin Webker. Linebacker Nicholas Sparks. Alex Frimmel, defensive line. Nathan Olagus, defensive lineman. Nathan Bergman. And John Billing at linebacker. First pass is caught as slipping and making the catch.
Actually,
number 21 is Tyler Sweeterman.
Dropped it there at the last moment.
So Enenthee had slipped on his out pattern. Wonder if the sun, Brandon, coming in at that angle, if that has any effects, because he would have been looking back, Sweeterman right into the sun. So a rough start for the Cavs on their first play.
It's a good little route ran. He just didn't complete the catch. Would have been a nice chunk play. Would have had one man to beat on the outside. Could have got a marginal gain there on first, or could have got a pretty good gain there on first down. But
Blasingame around the left side, not hit until he's maybe 8 yards past the line of scrimmage and picks up a first down, runs out of bounds near the 48-yard line. So give him 13 yards on the carry.
It's a nice little quarterback sweep there. They just let everyone block ahead there, and best man wins at the line. And Blasingame's a very athletic quarterback, 3-sport star at Coldwater, plays in their basketball and their baseball team. So he's just an all-around athletic guy.
The handoff there goes to number 2, McKibben. He gets a short gain across the midfield. Give him 4. As the offensive unit for the Cavaliers, we mentioned Blasingame at quarterback. Center, Josh Kalp. Guards, Blake Seifering and Andrew Hicks. Tackles, Evan Homan and Nolan Toby. Wide receiver, Jesse Meyer. Running back, Alex Kanapke. Slot positions are Jay Miller and Zach McKibben. And wide receiver, Tyler Sweeterman for the Cavalier offense. And there's a penalty. It looks like a false start before the ball is snapped. Actually, timeout. Minster will take their first timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching high school football here on NKTelco Sports.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back to the live action. Blasingame up the middle off left side, and Minster had called timeout. Didn't like what they saw, and that'll bring up now second or third down and 2 as Bergman makes the tackle for the Wildcats. Big play here is inside Minster territory. Cavaliers maybe have a couple downs to get the first down. McKibben's around the right side. He will lunge forward, get some good blocking, and fall forward down to the 37-yard line. Pick up a 6, Brandon, on a 3rd and short, or 3rd and 2.
That's a nice little sweep play there. Just ran him to the outside. You know, you've seen them run Blasingame a couple times up the middle, just letting their line work. After one pass play to start, they've been running the ball now down into Minster territory.
Tackle by Dorston, but not until the Cavaliers get another first down. This drive started, I believe, on the 30 or 35-yard line of Minster, so they've advanced it to the 35. I'm sorry, their own 30 or 35. They're at the Minster 35 now. Inside the 25, get it down to the 23. So another good run by Blasingame, tackled by Connor Albers. And right now the Cavaliers offense kind of moving the ball at will all on the ground, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and just running that little quarterback draw there, kind of just going empty and just letting Blasingame run. Use his athleticism, a very good dual threat option for Coach Otten's offense.
McKibben, there's a penalty marker thrown from the backfield, but McKibben, nonetheless, a good run down inside the 10, but a penalty marker was thrown by the referee in the backfield, so it looks maybe he saw a holding violation. We'll get a good look here, and that probably will negate a good run by McKibben. And that is the call, so it'll be marked from the spot of the foul. And the flag is laying, it looks like, Brandon, about right on the line of scrimmage, so they'll lose the 10 yards from the snap of the ball.
And this is where, at Minster, you have to capitalize on this penalty, get a negative gain or a short 1-2-yard gain for Coldwater. Get a good hold here, get him in a second and long situation, and make Coldwater have to get a big chunk play on second or third down.
Yeah, other than the incomplete pass, it's been Coldwater winning the line of scrimmage battle with positive plays, and maybe the penalty here against the Cavs can help the Minster defense here. 1st and 20 from the 33, clock running under 7.5. Blasingame pump fakes, keeps it. And positive yards inside the 25 down to the 24. 9-yard pickup, gets about the penalty yards back as John Billing with the tackle for the Wildcats.
They're going to put it back at the original line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 now.
So again, a nice play to get those penalty yards back. Ball resting on the 23 in under 7 minutes, and there's another stoppage and another timeout taken by the Minster Wildcats. So they've burned 2 in this drive. We'll take another break and come back with more high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Welcome back. 6:53 to go in the first quarter. Minster has taken their second of 3 first half timeouts, and obviously coaching staff saw something they didn't like and
they have
stopped play.
They got to have an answer for Minster or Coldwater's rush game.
There's a nice short gain tackle, if you will. They limit Blasingame to just a couple yards. Give him 3 on the carry, maybe 2. Give him 2.
Number 56, Alex
Frimmel, number 56 on the stop. He had some help, but Frimmel, the first one in there to get the contact on Blasingame.
Big third down here early. If you're Minster, you got to get pressure on Blasingame. He's been able to run pretty free. Coldwater's dominated the offensive line. Their offensive line has dominated this drive. Be a big stop for the Wildcats here if they can stuff them at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 8. McKibben, it'll be Blasingame keeping it. So he gets past the line of scrimmage, down near the 15, given the 16.
First Wildcat there, number 21, Nick Sparks.
Nick Sparks, number 21 for the Wildcats, in on the tackle, but not until Blasingame again gets pretty good yards and brings up now a 4th and manageable, 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it at this position.
Yeah, and that was a good read there on the option by Blasingame. He sees his running back gets smacked there pretty well in the backfield, and that was a nice pull by Blasingame to come and get a chunk yardage play.
Keeps it again, and boy, I think the Wildcats got a good defensive stop. They stop him right on the 25. So a big defensive play after the defense really struggled. Got a break for the penalty and basically held on to get the turnover on downs.
Great penetration there by the interior line on Minster. They read the little quarterback draw there, and that's the play that's been getting Coldwater chunk yards, so I don't blame them for going back to that play, but great penetration there by the Coldwater defense to get the stop.
Number 33, James Bainline.
James Bainline, one of the Wildcats in there to make that initial big contact, and really not necessarily ran into contact, but also wrapping and containing, because they only needed 6 feet and they didn't get it, so a good stop by the Minster defense. They'll take over on their own 15, out across the 25 to the 26, 27 for Connor Albers. That gets the Wildcats off of their goal line a bit here, and a little bit of breathing room.
And that's where you saw that run up the middle was Minster's play there in that brief first drive. They get nice blocking on their interior line. And there's Minster's second first down of the night.
Oh, good job by the Wildcats, and they start building a little momentum. So the new set of downs here as we near the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Swing pass out, caught. First down yards. Isaiah Slonkowski, 6'3" senior. Got him out on the outside, Brandon, and got him the ball and let him do some running on his own before he was really touched. First down yards.
And the first pass play by Minster, you see him come off there off the edge there. Slonkowski kind of gets designed there. You see him, he's on the, looks like he's blocking on the right side there, leaks out into the flat there, makes a nice catch, runs for 11 yards and another Minster first down.
Wasn't really touched until 8 yards or so down the field. Those are the types of passes you like to have, pretty safe and open wide receiver. Connor Albers across the 40 to the 41.
Connor Albers taking his way through the line.
So far the Wildcats have had some nice sparks of offense here. Again, Coldwater was very stingy to the St. Henry Redskins last week. I believe only giving up a total of like 150 total yards.
Yeah, very few plays that St. Henry ran, and they're inside their own territory as well.
Yeah, I believe some of the times they ran the ball inside their own territory was late in the game. And other than that, Coldwater dominated the game defensively, or their defense dominated the St. Henry offense. Nixon, another quick pass to the outside. This time it's well covered, and that may be loss of yards. It looked like Zach Hamburg with a great wrap and tackle for loss. Take another look at it here.
And that's a great job by Hamburg, as you see in our Winter Quality Meets replay, to sniff out that screen. That was a good design. We see Minster likes to use that screen a lot, but good job on Hamburg, the senior DB, getting a tackle out in space.
And he wrapped up Austin Wellman, the receiver, so it's a catch, but short yardage or maybe a loss of yards. 3rd and 7 now from the 41. So a big play here. Minster probably not in the 4-down territory, so they'll have to get the 7 yards here. Nixon has a receiver, and nearly Wellman. Wellman would have been a super catch. Just off of his fingertips. Pretty nice ball by Nixon as he was running and throwing to the target.
That was a beautiful ball by Nixon there. And on that rollout, you see Coldwater get the edge pressure, so Nixon's got to get that pass off fast. He put that in a good spot. That was great coverage downfield. They just couldn't come up with it. Great throw by Nixon, though.
And he definitely threw it where it could not be intercepted. So that'll stop the clock with 3:12 left. And Falk will be in for a second punt of the first half. Good snap. And this one will be kicked away from McKibben, and it'll go out of bounds near the 31-yard line of the Cavaliers. So Coldwater will come back for their second possession. Had a good drive their first drive. The penalty, though, I believe that was the same result. They ended up never recovering, if I remember that right, from the holding penalty, and ended up getting stopped on 4th down.
Yeah, got stopped on 4th down, but that penalty did aid the Minster defense. You saw Coldwater go for it on 4th down there. And you saw Coldwater go for it on 4th down, and it was great penetration by Minster on the inside to get him stopped on that 4th down.
So the second trip, if you will, for the Cavaliers. Again, our quarterback is Miles Blasingame, number 7. Kalp will snap it back to him. Catch made by Jay Miller. And they pick up about 6 yards.
Number 16, Jay Miller.
Miller on the catch.
14, Devin Whitaker.
And Devin Wepker for the Wildcats on the stop. Take another look out here. Simple pass, just a quick out. And Minster playing back, so Miller able there to have a nice window, nice opening, if you will, for Blasingame's pass.
And we saw the little same first play on their last drive too, that just a little nickel and dime them there early. So a little 5-yard stop and a little 5-yard out route, and there we go, get a good manageable second down.
First carry of the night for Alex Kanapke. 5'11" senior gets him first down yardage.
Ball at the 46-yard line. First and 10 Coldwater.
And that was a nice play up the middle there. You get Coldwater's first down of this second drive here. A little 7-yard gain here. You see Coldwater mixing up their plays well. You see Blasingame was heavy on that quarterback draw there, a little quarterback run there, that first drive. You see him run empty.
Ball in the 46, McKibben left and will get the first down, or tackled right at the first down marker. Another nice run by McKibben. He's been a tough football player to bring down for the Wildcats defense.
Yeah, and they're running him around the edge a couple times. You see him come from that. You see him at different spots on the field. Sometimes you'll see him out of the backfield. Sometimes you won't. So Minster has to identify where he is at all times.
8-yard pickup. Brings up, give him 9. 2nd and 1. Just inside Minster territory. Ball resting on the 45-yard line. Blasingame, a lot of time. Open receiver is Jesse Meyer. So his first catch of the game. He's a big target. 6'3" junior, 200-pound wide receiver. But give the Coldwater offensive line credit. Blasingame had a lot of time to find the open receiver, give Meyer a chance to open up. Well executed. First down, Cavaliers.
Yeah, it's just an easy one-on-one for the outside for him to get it out there to number 88, Jesse Meyer. It was an easy little go route there just for him to run to the outside, and 29-yard gain. Inside
the red zone, Cavaliers 1st and 10. Whistle. Minster has 1 timeout left, and they will use it. So Minster, the 3rd of 3 timeouts, is burnt. We'll take a break and come back with more high school football here on NKTelco Sports.
Hey Minster, this is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey Botkins, I'm Brett Gerstner with NKTelco, and we are here for you and to help you operate your business network.
Hey Maria Stein, I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with Hometown Pride.
Hi Rishi, I'm Tim Metzger, and we are here for you for your installation of your telephone, cable TV, and internet.
Contact NKTelco at 1-888-NKTelco.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Minute 27 left, and as I said before we went to break, Minster has used their 3rd and final timeout of the first half, all on defense. I don't know if I've ever seen that in any football I've watched, but nonetheless, you can't take them with you, and you want to try to make sure you limit any big plays the Cavaliers may be set for. As Blasingame takes a snap, runs right up the middle, makes a couple moves and threw a couple arm tackles, and he is inside the 5 down to the 4. That's going to be a first down, and they're knocking on the door. 1st and goal from the 4. So the Cavaliers pretty quickly here in this drive. Not many plays. They've already got it down now inside the red zone, actually inside the 5.
And there, that little quarterback run just right up the middle again. Gets Coldwater, good chunk play.
Blasingame, signal goes up. First touchdown of the game at the 1-minute mark. So Blasingame finishes it off with the short 2-yard run. And Meyer, I believe it is, the PAT kicker, will be on for point number 7. Take it back. Brady Klingstrom will do the place kicking. He's number 14. The holder will be Reese Dellinger, and long snapper Ethan Diller. The unit for the PAT.
So 6-play, 69-yard drive for the Cavaliers, capped off by a 2-yard Miles Blasingame touchdown run. There to get the scoring started tonight.
Good snap, well struck football, and the arms go up for the good kick. So we'll take a quick break and come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports. Cavs on top of the Cats, 7-0.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. Carriage Works now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwederman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
Welcome back. What you missed while we were away was a strong kickoff by Jesse Meyer from his 40-yard line. The ball carried the length of the field, and I won't say it nearly went through the uprights, but it was in the vicinity of it. So a good strong leg, and again, a little bit of a breeze behind him. If there is any breeze at all, it's going west to east, so a little bit of aid there, but a good leg by Meyer. And the third drive of the first quarter will start. First quarter will start again from Minster's own 20-yard line.
You see Minster progress a little bit on that second drive there. They got 2 first downs there back to back, and then 3 plays and punt. So they got near midfield. Let's see if they can progress.
I don't think they've crossed midfield yet. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure they can't think now or not, but there's a nice pass and catch. I believe it's Wellman. I'll take it back. Adam Kettner, number 7 on the far side of the field. So from the 20 to the 28, 8-yard pickup. Nice play there on first down. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
Wildcats, again, tough loss last week, but the score, I think, a little deceiving. Again, it was 7-0 going into the fourth quarter, so just offensively couldn't get much to go, and I think eventually the defense wore down the Bremen's running game just too much, and that's how they suffered the opening season loss last week, 20-0. Looking to bounce back here against a pretty good Coldwater team that not only won last week 21-0 over St. Henry, but has kind of had the Wildcats number in the past recent meetings, especially last 10, going 8-2 against the Wildcats.
Number 78, Carter May, number 65.
Try to dial Mixon's number up there with a little quarterback run up the middle and stuff there right at the line. So a little 3rd and 3 here.
Say really no gain as it stays a 3rd and 3. And again, tough break or tough situation here. You need a first down as the clock should be running. It is. We're at 18-17. Play clock is under that, so they'll have to snap the ball. Quick out in through the hands of Kettner, and there's a penalty. So we'll see what the yellow marker will do with 8 seconds left in the first quarter.
I think they're signaling hold on Minster, so an obvious decline here for the Cavaliers.
Holding on Minster.
I believe the player right in front of Kettner was holding before or during the pass, so he was caught, and that'll push the Wildcats back. And they will decline, so it'll stay there at 3rd and 3, and 8 seconds left. The punt unit will come out. We'll find out here if the clock was incomplete pass and penalty, so it should stay stopped. Correct, Brandon?
Correct. So a 3 and out here for the Wildcats.
Didn't give their defense a lot of time to rest. Again, short series there as Coldwater scored the touchdown with 1 minute left on the game clock, and less than a minute later, Minster is punting. End over end kick. Takes a hot up and kind of stops right at the 43, so that'll be the last play of the first quarter. After 12 minutes of action, the Cavaliers of Coldwater on top of the Wildcats of Minster 7-0. We'll take a break and come back with second quarter action here on NKTelco Sports.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center offers a family-friendly environment with a personalized approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve mobility. Dr. Christopher Stuckey specializes in reconstructive foot and ankle surgery, diabetic foot care, trauma including fractures and sports injuries, along with bunions, hammer toes, and ingrown toenails. Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center has offices located in St. Mary's and Salina. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-394-8664.
Welcome back as we begin the second quarter. Coldwater dominated the first quarter offensively and owned just a one-score lead, though, 7-0. They do have the football now near midfield, so the defense for the Wildcats going to have to get a stop, Brandon. Coldwater has been kind of moving at will here recently.
Yeah, and you've been able to, and as we see a nice little pitch around, nice little fake.
Wellman just missed Meyer. Meyer might go to the house. And he does. So the end around, or the receiver reverse. He took the handoff from Blasingame, and Austin Wellman had a shot, although a tough one, to get Meyer for a loss, but he's able to bust the arm tackle and go 57 yards. So a quick score, back-to-back scores for the Cavaliers.
And I believe that was reversed. I was looking down at my sheet as we got the replay here. We get the end.
There was a lot of movement, but Meyer got the ball from Blasingame. And Jesse Meyer, who had the strong foot to put the ball for the Wildcats on the 20, and then the defense 3 and outed them on the first play of scrimmage. 57-yard run.
Nice little trickeration there to begin the quarter, and I believe that looked like a double reverse. I was just looking up. I was looking down at my stat sheet. I look up, and there's a nice little reverse down there to.
Well, it took him about
Jesse Meyer
14 seconds to run that distance, albeit a little bit not a straight line. So while we have a quick break here, I'll read through some of the sponsors that we have tonight. And they include on this Grand Lake Health System presentation, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Sweeterman, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, Park National Bank, Kinniger Custom Fabrication, Kennedy's Garage. A few of our sponsors. You take again another look there at the jersey that was retired tonight. A good, nice gesture there by the Minster seniors. Jackson would have been a senior. A little bit more on that. Minster is playing, they're coaching their players to play for 5 this year. Usually it's play for 6 every down, but this year the coaches are teaching their players to play for 5 in honor of number 5. They also do 5 push-ups prior to and at the end of each game. They also do this at their practice every day in honor of Jackson. So a nice gesture there by his classmates, and they retired number 5 tonight. Picked up just inside the 20. Wellman takes it out across the 32 to the 33, 34-yard line, and that's where Minster, who had a quick 3 and out last time, Brandon, going to look to try to put some first downs together, at least take some time off the clock where their defense can get some rest on the side.
Yeah, and that's going to be key here for Minster. You got to keep moving the ball downfield. You cannot have your defense constantly on the field here. We saw last week that time of possession was absolutely lopsided in New Bremen Cardinals' favor when we did that game last week in New Bremen. So Minster has got to get some positive runs here, some positive pass plays mixed in, stay on schedule, don't get behind the sticks here early.
Well said. And easier said than done when you're playing a pretty good defensive unit in the Cavaliers. As Nixon in trouble, two-hand pass will save them the sack yards, and it doesn't matter how you get it to your receiver, as long as it's forward, it just falls incomplete. Jack Cooney, number 6, the intended receiver or the receiver in the area, couldn't come up with the forward pass, and that stops the clock. And kind of everything you said, Brandon, didn't quite work there. Although it didn't lose yards, nothing positive out of the play, and have to go back to work here at 2nd and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Passing again, Nixon downfield. That one is incomplete.
That's a nice play there. Miles Blasingame playing both ways, coming down from his safety position there. Take the slot receiver and break up the play there. Nice play by Miles. That's a well-delivered ball there. When Nixon gets time in the pocket, he has a nice-looking spiral there, but a great play by Blasingame on the ball to force 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, quickly we get to 3rd and 10 as that play featured 7 versus 7 as Adam Kettner, the intended receiver, senior for the Wildcats, and then Brandon mentioned a nice play by Miles Blasingame, a senior for the Cavaliers, breaks it up. 3rd and 10, and another pass play, 3 straight balls in the air. That one again on the far side is number 14, Devin Webker, and also on the coverage there for the Cavaliers, 19, Tanner Mullenkamp breaks it up. So not much time taken off the game clock, as we're 11:22, and the Cavaliers scored the Meyer touchdown with 11:46 to go. So very little time of possession taken off, and Falk now will punt. So back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Wildcats. So the Cavalier defense has been pretty stout here.
Yeah, and that was
pretty much most of the game so far.
And 3 pass plays there, and 3 great plays by Coldwater secondary there to cause yet another 3-and-out. That's 2 3-and-outs in a row there for the Wildcats.
Falk, a little bit more pressure that time, but able to get a nice high kick, and it's fair caught by McKibben down at the 37, and that's where the Cavaliers, who wasted little time in their first possession of the second quarter, will go to work.
1st and 10 Coldwater.
And you're going to have 38-yard line, so a good field position for the Cavaliers. Every possession they've worked the ball into Minster territory. So like I said, Minster, take it on the defense end. Keep the Cavaliers off schedule, try to get some penetration there up the middle, kind of try to stop that Cavalier attack from running on you.
Mentioned the Cavaliers, they've been a very dominant franchise, if you will, here in the 2000s, and they've carried a 23 consecutive, what I used to call Week 11 game or a playoff game into this season. Blasingame, no one downfield open. He'll take it himself and get 9 yards. As he had some open room on the near side, able to scamper and again run untouched for most of it.
And that's just a smart senior play right there. He sees nothing develop quickly, and he sees nice lane ahead, and he gets what's actually, if they're going to give him the 1st down.
Give him 10 yards then on the run.
There's another 1st down for Coldwater as they keep adding up, and this Coldwater offense has been nothing about short of perfect so far.
The one probably negative play they've had was the penalty on a positive yards play that brought it back, and that's a series that they were unable to recover from and had to turn it over on downs. Again, Blasingame this time give him 9, just short of the 1st down.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
They mentioned there's 23 consecutive Week 11 playoff appearances. This year, everyone in Ohio High School gets to play Week 7. You have until, I believe, a couple weeks from now to opt out. If your school doesn't wish to play in the postseason, you don't have to. You can still schedule regular season games, I assume, with other teams, or even if you go to the tournament and get beat, you can still reschedule games, a maximum of up to 10. So the Cavaliers get a 1st down here, and will keep that streak of consecutive postseasons alive. They'll go to 24 in their career, or should be it'll be their 26th all-time, but 24th in a row. And Coach Chip Otten in his 11th season at Coldwater has done a phenomenal job there. He mentioned, Brandon and I talked earlier, 4 state titles, 3 runner-ups under his tenure. He's in his 11th season, get this 84% winning percentage during that time frame.
And normally, you know, you're playing your non-conference at this point. Before the schedule was shuffled around, Minster would be playing Covington, and Coldwater would actually be playing, I believe, Mount Healthy this second week. So a little bit of change here. This year, we unfortunately won't get to see, unless it happens in the postseason, the Coldwater-Marion matchup.
We'll keep right here as this time Coldwater takes a timeout. They're first. Minster, remember, out. They took theirs all in the first quarter. While we have a timeout here, I'll finish some of our sponsors that we'd like to mention. Big Brother, Big Sisters of Shelby and Darke County, Superior Aluminum, the Russia Inn, Busher's Market, Finishing Touches, Francis Manufacturing, Hoyne Service Center, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Balmer Construction, Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, and Western Ohio Mortgage. Again, those list of sponsors, we want to thank you for allowing us to bring you this, and also included in this presentation that's being brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems is our scoreboard sponsor, as always, First National Bank. Keys of the game, Brandon talked about earlier, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Our replays tonight brought to you by Winners Meats. The starting lineups were brought to you by Sydney Auglaze Audiology, and the player of the game is sponsored by NKTelco. Brandon and I will select that near the conclusion of this game. But again, thank you to those fine sponsors that in this case are bringing you week 2 of MAC football between the Cavaliers and the Wildcats. A rare carry for number 44, Alex Knapke. He had a carry earlier in the game, gets one here. Pretty good chunk yards again. Give him 7, give him 8 on the carry for the senior running back, Alex Knapke. But Chip Otten mentioned an 84% winning percentage. Both these coaches, kind of ironic, both are second in their school all time in winning most wins. Chip Otten right now second with 168 victories here at, 120 victories. He is trailing as Blasingame will get first down yards and misses a couple, I should say, would-be tacklers he's able to avoid, and they go from the 30 down inside the 10 before he is brought down. But just to follow up with Chip Otten with 120 wins, he's second all-time in Coldwater football history. He trails the late John Reed with 168 wins. And on the other side, Coach Garen Stokes in his 8th season, also second in Minster coaching with 66 wins. He trails the late Ken Newland with 67 wins. There's nearly a tackle for loss as the Wildcats defense nearly got Marcel Blasingame, number 5.
Number 33, James Bayline.
James Bayline for the Cats in on the tackle, but Marcel, a sophomore.
Second goal.
6 plays, 6 rushes for Coldwater on this drive. Running the ball very effectively here so far on this drive. And this is the 4th offensive possession, the 4th time in Wildcat territory.
So 2nd and 5 from the 5, pass in and caught. Jesse Meyer having a good game so far, and this time a receiving touchdown, 5-yard reception for Blasingame to Meyer. Meyer's 2nd touchdown. One before was the big 57-yard run. This one a 5-yard catch from Miles Blasingame, and at the 8:13 mark, Cavaliers looking to put on point 21.
And that was 7 plays, 63 yards for Coldwater. 1 passer, the last one, and Jesse Meyer gets his 2nd TD of the game.
Brady Klingshirn with the kick. That guy's got a leg. It is good. With 8:13 left, we'll take a short break and come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports.
If you're red.
At At Home and Interiors, our team loves to design beautiful yet cost-effective projects. From sleek and simple to elaborate and detailed, we customize to fit your tastes and budget with free interior design and color coordination. Visit our 5,000 square foot kitchen design center and bring your next project to life. Full custom kitchen and bath cabinets are built right here in New Bremen. Home and Interiors, your vision designed for your budget.
For over 150 years, Cargill has been helping people be successful worldwide. Cargill has always done business responsibly and in a way that makes us proud. Whether it is educating farmers in India or providing bikes to students with perfect attendance right here at home, Cargill is helping people thrive. The Sydney plant is just one piece of a global company that provides employment for hundreds of thousands, food for the world, and support for thousands of businesses. Be a part of something great at Cargill.com.
Welcome back. Meyer, who had the touchdown reception, this time kicking into the wind. An off-speed kick, if you will. A very short kick inside the 20, and it's picked up. So the first quarter, with the wind, he was strong-legged. This probably maybe by design. They really kind of pooched it down there, but a good coverage by the Cavaliers. They limit the Wildcats to any type of really big return, Brandon, and Minster starts this time on the 25-yard line.
And Minster's gone back-to-back plays with 3 and outs, so we got to have longer drives. They got to keep their defense off the field. Coldwater 3 straight possessions with touchdowns. They've worked the ball in Minster territory every time they've had it, so you got to get something going early in the down if you're the Wildcats.
Last possession, I think, was 3 straight passing attempts. Only took 20-plus seconds off the play or the game clock. This time they again throw a much safer pass, and number 4,
Isaiah
Slonkoski.
We saw them run that play earlier with Isaiah Slonkoski as he gets 3 yards for that.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
So I bring up a 2nd and 7. So that breaks a string of incomplete passes. And again, Brandon, it's going to take some consistency here for the Wildcats to kind of to generate some first downs and keep the offense out there and try to get a score with just under 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Nice run up the middle. Give him about 2 or 3 yards. Connor Albers, number 10. One thing I don't think we've had a lot of tonight, Brandon, for the Wildcats is penalties.
No.
If I maybe missed one, but last week it seemed like they had some penalties at bad times, and
that's one thing.
A couple turnovers.
That's one thing you have to highlight here so far. Is it's been very clean penalty-wise, both teams.
Albers going to be just short. That's someone caught him by the shoes or by the feet, or else he had a first down. I believe it was by Justin Harding's number 9.
By number 78, Connor Adams.
And or Connor Adams, number 78. But Wildcats with 4th and 2 yards or 6 feet. They're going to keep the offense out there and try to generate
and I like
first down here.
I like this call because with the way Coldwater's been moving the ball, if you want to get back in this ball game, you got to do something now.
They snap it. Albers.
I think he's short.
Yes. He's going to be about a half yard short. So tough break for the Wildcats. They gamble on 4th and 2. They turn the ball over on the 35-yard line. So a tough break as the Cats can't get a first down. It's not a 3 and out, but a 4 and out now, and that's a tough break when you're trying to generate offense when you get no kind of rhythm. And probably their longest drives of the game, they had most snaps they've had on possessions, 5 or 6.
Yeah, they've had five snaps is their most they've had. 5 plays has been the longest for any of their drives here so far. So Minster having a tough time generating offense.
Blasingame a lot of time.
No
open.
Man.
And that's a 35-yard catch. Number 21, Tyler Sweeterman. So they've been scoring efficiently now, have the Cavaliers. That's a 35-yarder. Things definitely right now in favor of the Cavaliers. That time Tyler Sweeterman gets behind the Minster defenders, and other than the pass maybe being just a slightly underthrown, he was open and made it pretty easy for the touchdown reception.
Yeah, and it was excellent blocking up front, blocking him all the time in the world. He could see clear pass play, and the wide receivers for Coldwater been effective these past couple drives. Talked about Jesse Meyer, and then again you talked about number 21 Tyler Sweeterman's been involved on a few of those plays. He gets the 35-yard touchdown reception.
Well, that time Brady Klingstrom, much more of a line drive kick. We've seen him kick some PATs with a lot of height and a lot of distance. This time much lower, but the result the same. He splits the uprights, and 21 points here in the second quarter put up by the Cavaliers, and really you can almost say 28 because they didn't score their first touchdown until 1 minute to go in the first quarter. So in just over, not even half a quarter here, we've got 6 minutes left here. So in 7 minutes they've scored 28 points. So it's been a lot of Coldwater offense, whether it started out, Brandon, on the ground. Now they've been getting success in the air, as you mentioned.
Yeah, they're getting balance on their offense. I mean, you just mentioned it right there. Balance is key, and that's keeping the Minster defense guessing. They go with the long pass play there after getting the fourth down stop. That's a great call there by Coach Otten to go for the deep ball right there. And 28-0. It was just 7-0 to begin this second quarter. So in a span of 6 minutes and 2 seconds, Coldwater puts 21 points on there. That first play of the quarter when Jesse Meyer had that 58-yard rushing touchdown really set the tone for what this past 6 minutes and 2 seconds have been.
Meyer's kick hangs up a little bit, gets down to the 5-yard line, and that's where Wallman will receive it and get it out to near the 29-yard line. So it's like I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but boy, the Wildcat offense, tough task at hand, going to have to try to come up with a way to get some positive yards and get some first downs.
Yeah, and you're going to have to see, they've been going up the middle a lot. Will they run their guys to the outside now, more to the perimeter? We've seen Justin Nixon let it fly a couple times, but some great downfield defense by Coldwater secondary. St. Nixon, when he gets time back in the pocket, delivers a nice ball. A very talented arm. You give him that time in the pocket, he can make something happen.
Frimmel will put the ball into play. He's done a nice job tonight getting the ball back to Nixon. There's Connor Albers with a nice run around the left side. So a good start here on this drive. They pick up 6 yards.
Staying ahead of the chains. I mean, staying ahead of schedule. That's what you got to do. You see them run Albers to the outside there, a little different. They've been running up the middle a lot.
Well, good start to this drive as they will look to build upon that and try to, again, manufacture some first downs, keep the offense on the field. Darren Stokes, mentioned earlier, in his 8th season at Minster. 72% winning percentage for Coach Stokes in those 8th seasons, or in his 8th season. There's a swing over to Adam Kettner. That's a pass catch, first down yardage. So job well done by the Wildcats as Nixon hooks up with Kettner, and the 5'10 senior will move the chains.
Number 3, Zach Hamburg.
So Zach Hamburg runs them out, but not in 4. The Wildcats get a first down. It's been a while since the Wildcats had a first down, so good move, good drive here to start this drive as they near the 43-yard line. And we'll try to get into Cavalier territory for the first time, and they do so here with Connor Albers right at the 50. No marking right on the middle of the stripe. Zach Hamburg brings down Albers, but again, big chunk yards here as you'll take another look at it. Good blocking, and really, that was way back when. That was the wrong play, but nonetheless, it was a nice run by Albers, and more importantly, you talk about staying in the system, this is much more favorable when it's 2nd and short, or 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4.
We haven't seen Minster run any plays inside of Coldwater territory yet. They're right at midfield now. So now Minster getting something going here now. We said their longest drive has been 5 plays. This is their 4th already.
Nixon keeps it. Open receiver down the sideline. There's jostling for position. Was Wildcats receiver Jack Cooney. And he was being harassed by Tanner Mullenkamp, number 19.
Number 19, Tanner Mullenkamp.
So that will fall incomplete, but still 3rd and 3. So they kind of stretched it out a bit there, trying to get the opening. It falls incomplete.
Surprised with the play call there, the way they kept it on the ground there, go with that downfield shot.
As Coach Stokes signals in, the player has his quarterback here with, they got to hurry up, under 10 seconds to go on the play clock.
Don't have any timeouts either.
They get it off in time. And Nixon keeps it. I thought he'd hand off. Big yards around the left side and down inside the 30 to the 25. Nice run. Give Nixon 25 on the ground. Another first down on 3rd and 3.
Well, and I believe that was a broken play there. I believe that there was something different that had to go on. He might have misexchanged. It might have been an option play there.
Nonetheless, it turned out beautiful as it results in a big play for the Wildcats inside of 4 minutes now in the first half, as they are near the Coldwater red zone, but a much better drive here for the Wildcats. This time it is handed off. Connor Albers, sorry. Connor Albers straight ahead to 5'11 junior falls, or 5'11 senior falls forward. He's tripped up by Troy Hess of the Cavaliers.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
So Coach Stokes trying to manufacture his team a touchdown here and cut into this 28-0 lead, and nothing else has kept the Coldwater offense, Brandon, off the field for some time here as they rattled off 4 touchdowns in under 6 minutes.
Seem to go empty here too.
Nixon, open receiver, wide open, pass catch, touchdown. Devin Webker, wide open, 23-yarder.
23-yard touchdown pass.
So the sophomore, 6-foot sophomore, Devin Webker with the catch. A beautiful throw and a well-designed play by the Wildcats and a beautiful drive.
And it looked like miscommunication on the Coldwater back line. Nobody within the area of Devin Webker. They went empty there. You haven't seen that look from the Wildcats all night. It was an easy pitch and catch throw there from Nixon to Webker there. And a nice drive for Minster to get points on the board before halftime.
So good energy, good performance by the Wildcats, and Brian Falk puts a strong leg into his kick, and with 3:02 left, the Wildcats on the board. And boy, Brian, that was an impressive drive. When I looked at your stat sheet and saw the 3 and outs, 4 and outs, and really nothing going on, you think, how are they going to do anything? And they answered with really a beautiful drive.
And it was a 7-play, 71-yard drive, a good mixture of pass and run in that attack there. And Nixon, like I said, when you give him time, he delivers a nice ball in the pocket there, and you see it on that touchdown pass there. A great offensive drive by Minster, who had to respond because, you know, Coldwater gets the ball after halftime. So it'd be big if Minster can get a stop here, go into halftime with a little bit of momentum and try to cut into this lead, so to speak. But easier said than done, as Coldwater has been in Minster territory every drive.
Well, the Wildcats, their first touchdown of the season. Remember, they were shut out last week. Come up with a big touchdown here, and Falk good on the PAT. Last year, Brian Falk, 41 of 47 in point after touchdown tries. Connects on his first one, and now
number 2, Zach McKibben
will do the kickoff duties from the 40-yard line. That'll be down as McKibben will get it on his 10. Not touched at all. There's a penalty. One guy to beat. It's the kicker, Falk, I believe. And remember, there's a penalty marker back at the 32.
I believe it's going to be coming back. Yep, holding. That's what I thought, coming there from the back judge.
So that negates a fine run back by Zach McKibben. Minster can take a breath, if you will, as they
against the Cavaliers.
will dodge that nice run back by McKibben and force the Cavaliers to start probably inside their 20.
22-yard line.
22-yard line it is, so close to the 22 minutes, 51 seconds left, first half.
And this is a make or break drive for both teams here. I mean, Coldwater, you go up by potentially 28 points and have the ball after halftime. And if you're Minster, if you want to stay any sort in this ball game, you've got to get a stop here. And you've had a hard time stopping this Coldwater offense.
Blasingame high steps or steps over a couple of receivers, keeps his balance across the 31, maybe the 32. Coldwater does own 2 timeouts.
Number 10, Connor Albers.
Connor Albers, number 10 for the Wildcats, in on the stop. We'll see now if the Minster defense, boy, it'd be nice if they get a stop here. And although won't have a lot of time left, and with no timeouts, could be difficult, if you will, to try to clock manage if they don't have any timeouts. But first they need to get a stop here on defense, and that's a first down catch. As Blasingame, I believe, hits Molenkamp, number 16. And that's Jay Molenkamp with the reception. Moves it out to the right at the 40-yard line, and they quickly get to the line of scrimmage and get the snap off after the ball has been set. Zach McKibben threw a couple tackles, and he is tackled across the 45-46. Connor Albers, sorry, one of the Wildcats there, and Devin Wepker. So quickly, the Cavaliers, they're wasting no time, Brandon. They're looking for points here.
And they still got them 2 timeouts, like you said.
Meyer with the short catch. If he can get out of bounds, that would help their cause, and he does. So first down.
Mark him back at the 45, so just a 10-yard gain there.
But he gets out of bounds. That gives them, the Cavaliers, a bit of a break here. They don't have to quite go so fast. They do have 2 timeouts left with a minute 34. And I'm making sure it is stopped. I don't think it'll start. I thought he went out on his own going forward, so it remains stopped, and that will give Blasingame a chance now to kind of settle the troops and get back to work on offense. He rolls to the right, and that pass knocked down by Minster's number 33, James Bainline. Good defense there by the freshman. Put an arm out and able to knock down the pass. Forces now a 2nd and 10. Minster obviously trying to keep the Cavaliers, Brandon, off the scoreboard, but boy, a turnover for the Wildcats would come in handy here for them. And
I think just a stop in general would help too. Again, 5th drive for Coldwater, 5th time in Wildcat territory, actually 6th time.
A lot of time coming back across the middle. The ball is caught by Tyler Sweeterman right in the middle of about 4 or 5 different Wildcat defenders. That's a first down. A lot of time for Blasingame again.
That was a nice ball too. And Schwederman, talk about he's got some talented receivers to throw to, and Meyer and Schwederman, and that was a nice job for him to hang on to the ball after initially losing it.
Both Schwederman and Meyer are juniors.
Blasingame on the tackle. Brought down from behind by number 54, Nathan Oldigas.
Nathan Oldigas for the Wildcats gets his arms around Blasingame, but to limit him to just a 2-yard pickup. Under a minute to go. Ball on the 31 of Minster. Blasingame rolls to his right. Open receiver is McKibben. He'll have a first down catch at the 20. That'll stop the clock temporarily. And we'll see once if Coach Otten wants to take a timeout. And he does. So we'll take a timeout and come back with the final 43 seconds of the first half here on NKTelco Sports.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area. I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
43 seconds left. Coldwater takes their second of 3 timeouts. Ball on the Minster 20-yard line. Blasingame time. And McKibben will catch it. He's hit right at the goal line, and he is in for a touchdown. At least one referee with the hands in the air.
And that was a great wheel route ran there by Zach McKibben. A great design. Got to the outside. Minster loses track of him. And he was wide open. And 6 possession for the Cavaliers, 5 touchdowns. So efficient, just about as efficient as you can get this first half here is Coach Otten's offense. And for any fans out there that are listening live, Laramie up 40-0 on Bethel at halftime, and St. Mary's and Wapak tied at 0 in WBL action. Wapak without 11 starters due to quarantine and COVID-19 restrictions that fell upon their team this week.
Klingstrom, again, a solid kick, the 35th point for the Cavaliers. So that'll make it 35-0, and as Brandon mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns, 4 of them all here in the second quarter. So and the first one came with a minute left. So in basically 12 minutes, they've scored 5 touchdowns. And albeit Minster did have a nice drive and score their last touch.
And a
Coldwater so far.
9-play, 80-yard drive there for the Cavaliers. Yet again, an efficient drive there in only 34 seconds. And we mentioned that Coldwater will get the ball after halftime because they elected to defer. So very little time here for Minster to do something. They're out of timeouts as well.
Yeah, I can't imagine unless they get a huge run back that there will be much opportunity for the Wildcats. And this year the half times have been shortened somewhat, so a 10-minute break and then a 3-minute warm-up, and they'll be right back into the third quarter. Right now the Cavaliers in control, 35-7. Meyer will put the ball into motion. And that one will skip into the end zone, so gives the Wildcats the ball at the 20 with 34 seconds left.
Doesn't matter what way he's kicking Jesse Meyer. It's a nice leg. Put a nice boot into the ball.
He's done a lot for the Cavaliers, forcing the Wildcats to start in poor or not very favorable field position. He's had a 57-yard touchdown run, a 5-yard touchdown catch. So done very well here as part of the Coldwater offense. There's really a lot of players on that offensive unit have done well for Coach Chip Otten. .34 seconds left. Nixon will take the snap, and they are looking downfield. Throws it deep. Ball is intercepted by 16, Jay Mullenkamp. And he is running it back inside Minster territory, and they're going to have an opportunity here.
There's 2 separate flags on the play there as well, so I'll have to sort this out.
Right now it's a turnover for the Wildcats, and we'll see when it's just a matter probably where the illegal block happened in the return. Mullenkamp with the interception. A lot of things happen on these returns. People in awkward positions normally don't play the opposite direction, or in this type of situation, that's where some penalties will happen. And there's the first one, and there's the second one. So both against the Cavaliers, and Minster will pick the more severe.
See, it'll probably bring Coldwater back to midfield. I would assume they just knee it. If they had it closer within, they still have a couple timeouts. Maybe they'll take a downfield shot. We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see. 20 seconds is not a lot of time from the 44-yard line, but they do have some athletes that can get it done.
One timeout for Coach Otten. If he elects to use it, we'll see what they come out and do.
Right. They took their second timeout in the last drive after the first down. So 1 timeout left, 20 seconds. Ball on the Minster. Well, it's hard to see because they mark it now with the little marker. The center, in this case, takes it with him back to the huddle.
And I believe
Josh Kalp,
44-yard line. Looks like they're they're going 4 receivers wide. You got 3 stacked up on the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom.
Yeah, Meyer on this side. See, once they come to the left side, they go to the strong side, and that ball nearly picked off by Kettner.
Number 7, Adam Kettner.
Boy, it's one of those deals there. If Kettner, if he steps in and can hold on to it, I don't see a lot of Cavaliers in his pathway to the other end of the field. So nearly a quick 6 for the Cats, but it does stop the clock with 14 seconds left. And
Second and 10.
You know, with a guy with the leg like Jesse Meyer, too, you get in field goal range. You could even tack on 3 points here. I mean, you still got that 1 timeout. You get a nice little, 20, 25-yard play here.
Well, they line up with 3 on the top. This time they come to this side with Meyer, and he's got
Meyer.
it, and he catches it down inside to 5 with 6 seconds left.
And that's where you could tell right where the pass was going. You could see where Blasingame was looking downfield. It was designed one-on-one there for Jesse Meyer, and he adds on to the spectacular game that he's had, a 39-yard there reception there for the junior.
He doesn't get the score, but he does get him down onto the 5-yard line now with 7. They put 1 second on the clock, 7 seconds left. 1 timeout, so they're still able to kind of run or pass here, but
you should be able to get 2 plays off.
Yeah, 2's probably the limit, unless there's
quick inside to Meyer right there.
Meyer catches it. That's 2 touchdown catches. It's a 5-yard catch, so he has scored now 3 times as Jesse Meyer. So didn't take long, and the Cavaliers are a snap away from putting a 42nd point on the board. And
3-play, 44-yard drive there for Coldwater. You know, I talked about when they intercepted that ball. We'll see if they went to halftime when you had those penalties, and they make a couple. They get an incompletion their first play, but Blasingame and Jesse Meyer hooking up there twice.
Meyer,
exactly. Sorry, Blasingame and Meyer hooking up there twice.
Well, it's been offensive explosion here for the Cavaliers. They have put some points on the board here in the second quarter and have really dominated so far. And again, points off turnover, the big interception. Like you said, they turned that into a quick score. And 3 seconds left to go here in the first half. And right now, things rolling for Coach Otten and his squad. Wildcats.
6 possessions, or 7 possessions, 6 scores there for Coldwater there, and just getting 20 seconds on the clock. You run off 17 of those seconds and get a score. So with efficiency is Coldwater running their offense.
Meyer will be back to spot the ball on the 40-yard line, and that's where he will put the ball into play. The Wildcats, who opened up last season on the road at New Bremen, first home game this year now against Coldwater, go on the road next week at St. Henry. And then they come back home for 2 home games with St. John's and Marion Local, and then finish the 6-game season at Parkway on October 2nd. The shortened season this year, and then week 7, everybody's eligible. If you want to opt out, you can, but week 7 is open for all teams. Connor Albers will get it down to 17, and he's still alive and not yet tackled, as he is finally dropped down at the 34. He ran quite a few yards, but netted about 15. There's a penalty down, and we'll see once if the Cavaliers probably just decline it. So that is the final. I'm pretty sure it'll be declined, and it is. So after 2 12-minute quarters of action, it's the Cavaliers 42, the Wildcats 7. We'll take a break and come back with second half action here on NKTelco Sports.
Our bankers are working hard day and night to provide the support needed right now. Even while we're apart, we're proudly working together, with you and for you. We believe there's more, much more, to all of us than these tough times. We see acts of compassion and cooperation all around our communities, and we're proud to be a part of it. And as our family of banks come together under our Park National Bank name, we promise you, we're all in this together.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Scoreboard this year.
Welcome back here at halftime. The Cavaliers on top of the Wildcats, 42-7 with our halftime stats. Here's Brandon.
Thanks, Jeff. And looking here at the halftime stats presented by Grand Lake Health, looking at them, it's 408 yards of total offense. It's just what screams out at the screen on you for Coldwater. And just the balance of that attack, 220 on the ground, 188 through the air, a whopping 17 first downs for the Cavaliers. Minster with 121 total yards at tops. Their total of 99 from last week. They had balance too, 69 on the ground, 52 through the air, 6 first downs, and they did have one turnover there towards the end of the half. Nixon threw that interception, and Coldwater on offense just is having a hard time being stopped. They're doing just a really good job of balancing that offense, and they'll get the ball as well to start the second half. There'll be a running clock as well.
Yeah, the 30-plus point margin. Anytime after second half starts, we'll be running until Minster can lower that deficit below 30. And Coldwater will have the ball to start. And I believe other than, was it the first or second drive when they stopped themselves, they've scored in every possession since.
I believe it was the first drive. They did get stopped there on that 4th and 2, I believe. So ever since Coldwater, every time Coldwater's got the ball since, they have scored. So
in the time of possession there for a while, I thought Minster had some 3 and outs on consecutive drives, but then the drive Minster did score on, they consumed a lot of clock, and really that balanced out the time of possession in the first half.
Yeah, Coldwater not winning the time of possession by much, maybe by about 25 seconds or so. That's a result of Coldwater having half their touchdowns being 3 plays or less. 2 of them just happened on 1 play, and the one they scored before halftime was a quick 17-second 3-play drive. And we got to talk about some other stats. Jesse Meyer, 1 carry, 58 yards, and Meyer has 6 receptions for 91 yards. So a very nice first half for the junior.
Yeah, he has 3 touchdowns, a rushing and 2 receiving touchdowns. And that his second touchdown, he set up with a big catch down to the 5-yard line, and then was rewarded with the pass from Miles Blasingame to get him his 3rd score of the night. So the kick is recovered and ball down at the 33-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats defense will take their stand against the Cavaliers. And again, running clock, so things will move pretty quickly here, and we might see some different jerseys in as well. We'll see how much those players rotate here. Right now for Coldwater, looks like number 13, if I read that right, is your quarterback, and there's a first substitution. Reese Dellinger, quarterback, junior. He hands off to Alex Kanapke, who had a couple carries in the first half, and he gets a nice first down carry here for positive yards for Kanapke, senior running back. So the Cavaliers rotated in some players. Josh Kalp, 52, the center. He started the game, and again, all centers this year will carry the ball to and from the huddle, and he'll put it into play as a good start here already for the Cavaliers. They get a quick first down.
And you see, nice run there, and that is number 5.
Marcel Blasingame.
Yep. Marcel, the younger brother of Miles there, getting a nice run there. That is a 56-yard touchdown run for the sophomore Marcel Blasingame, and that expands this Coldwater lead 48-7 here in the first half. Another big play. We said the drives at Coldwater have been scoring on have been short with big plays.
Yeah, it's actually the series that they went the longest with is the one they didn't score on. I believe that penalty nullified that drive a little bit down near the red zone of Minster, but some quick action, quick hitting offense here, very, very dominant, and have done so with some various ways and various players getting the rewards. So another PAT coming up there. Before we kick it, there's a penalty, so offside by the Wildcats. High school football, that's a dead ball, and they will move it
Against the Wildcats.
a little bit closer.
It went through, so maybe they'll be able to
They blew it dead before they snapped it. So in high school, again, when you break the neutral zone, instant dead ball, and Brady Klingstrom will attempt again. He's had a perfect night, 6 for 6, trying to go 7 for 7. And he's had some pretty strong efforts. Another good-looking kick is definitely a weapon the Cavaliers can use in field goal situation if need be in future of this season. But another good start for the Cavaliers. They take the opening drive and score efficiently, quickly. A 56-yard touchdown by Marcel Blasingame. And Minster will then now be ready for their first possession.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of uncertainty coming into this season with who would the best team be in the MAC. You know, you didn't know a lot going into this season. You know, Marion comes off defending state champions. Anna loses a lot from their state championship team. But I think the performance you've seen here tonight from Coldwater and last week, Coldwater definitely has a stake here through 2 weeks, saying that, hey, we're the best team in the MAC. You know, we haven't gone away anywhere. We're still Coldwater, and they're making a nice statement tonight, claiming that they could potentially be the best team in the MAC. And I think through 2 weeks they have as good an argument as anyone.
Yeah, a small sample size right now for us to look at, but from what we've seen, I would have to agree. And, you know, not much was known, I think, for the preseason. With everything being kind of shut down, it was hard to get a feel for who had what and maybe who was going to do well. But right now, the Cavaliers have played pretty well through a game and a half of the first of this 2020 season. New kicker in, different kicker, I should say, as Klingstrom will put the ball into play, and Connor Albers takes it out to the 36-yard line.
Let's see here. We saw Minster offense improve gradually as the half progressed. They got that TD late there to Devin Wubker there from Nixon. Like we said, Nixon is best when he gets time in the pocket. He's got a real good arm, delivers a nice tight spiral.
Clock starts. 10 minutes and continues to run now, and again, a nice drive for the Wildcats' lone score, and it really took some time. They had a number of plays. I can't recall if you said how many. It was like 7 or 8, 9 play drive, so they need to just continue to do that. They're not going to play Coldwater every week, so Kettner with the catch out here on the right side gets a block and some more yards, and the ball is knocked out of his hands and stays inbounds. It'll be a turnover.
Yep.
Tough break. He loses the ball right near the sideline, and number 19 was right there for the Cavaliers, Tanner Molenkamp. And what are the odds of that? That's when things aren't going right, is you have a nice catch, you get good yards, you get it knocked out of your hands, instead of going off your hip and out of bounds, which is a foot or so away, it stays inbounds in the lush grass, and no one around but the Cavaliers to pick it up.
And that was a good hit by Molenkamp, textbook play there from the DB to get to lodge the ball loose there. Yet again, Coldwater taking over, taking advantage of this, and this is good experience now as you see Coach Otten choosing to put in his second string, some of his second string, so to speak. He's getting Reese Dellinger some snaps here at quarterback, as he could potentially be the guy to replace Miles Blasingame, as Blasingame is a senior. it's always good to get a little bit of that experience under these Friday night lights.
Kanapke powers up into Minster defensive unit, stops him for about a 3-yard gain, and yeah, that's why some of these schools, you look at Marion local, that have been so dominant in recent seasons. Some of their star players, if you will, their numbers maybe don't look so good because they get ahead big. Clock runs in the second half. You play your second, third string players. You don't get a lot of field time to, let's say, run, or I don't want to say pad your numbers, just generate stats for your cause. But then you do get a lot of guys in the action, and everyone stays hungry, and because they're all getting a chance to play.
Yeah, and when you have big numbers in the program, it creates competition, so it makes people hungry. It makes you want to win even more, and looks like that run's going to be negated by a hold right there from the back judge.
That ball carrier was Luke Sidoff. Like you said, I think it's coming back because of the penalty, and you're right, competition, definitely your spot can be taken, and the players know that, so it makes them work harder. As that will back the Cavaliers up inside of their own territory now. And
when you have someone there that if you slip up there for even a week or two, you have someone to take your spot, it makes your program that much better. And when you have winning traditions like both these programs do, it makes you want to play. When you see that winning success, you want to be a part of that, and that's what it's both been established over the years at Minster and Coldwater.
You mentioned between these two teams, if I look at my numbers right, 6-time state champions for the Cavaliers and 3 for the Wildcats, and it was have all been basically in the 2000s in the past 20 seasons. So both these schools are, just speaking of MAC football, this is the 48th season, to my knowledge, of MAC football. 48th season, and there's only been a handful of schools that have been in it for the duration. Coldwater, Minster, you're watching them tonight. Also St. Henry, Marion Local, New Bremen, and Parkway all have participated in all 48 seasons of MAC football. Coldwater started their football program in 1936. Minster 13 years later, at 1949, is when Minster held their first season. Coldwater going back to that 1936 season. Since that time, coming into this year, they've won 590 games. So just 9 short of 600 coming into tonight. It'll be 8 short of 600 after tonight. So nearly 600 wins for the Cavaliers in that stretch. On the other side, Minster started a little bit later, 1949. They have nearly 400 wins. When I say nearly, I got to be careful. It's 385. That is 15 games. So, you only play 10 games, so it takes you a while to get there. But 385 for the Cats coming into this season. Wins 590 for the Cavaliers coming into this season. And both them teams have been well represented in the postseason for the state of Ohio, and in the MAC. I mentioned Minster, or one I also mentioned that Coldwater has won 19 MAC titles. This year there will not be a MAC championship awarded to the league winner, but Coldwater 19 MAC titles. Minster has garnered 5 MAC titles. I think Minster's have all been shared, but nonetheless MAC titles for the Wildcats, 5 and 19 for the Cavaliers.
It was a nice run there by Luke Sudoff. Good shot and choosing to go there for it on 4th down. And you see yet again, every time Coldwater's had the ball, they've worked it into Wildcat territory.
And this time they overcome the penalty that put them back into their own side, able to generate some first downs. There's a Adam Herreco, number 11.
Run by Adam Herreco, where he's met by
he is put down by Connor Albers. Good strong tackle by the Wildcats. Connor Albers, and they'll bring up now 2nd and 10, and we have hit the 5-minute mark of the third 12-minute quarter.
And Adam Herco took a shot there. I'm going to the sideline there from Connor Albers.
Herco, a 5'8" junior. Again, the quarterback for Cavaliers, Reese Dellinger. Puts it in the air, and there's going to be a penalty. I think it's called anyways. Might be DPI.
Pass is complete.
Tanner Mullenkamp on the reception, and
completed number 19, Tanner Mullenkamp.
And that is pass. Yep.
Wildcats.
Just one step, he had the right idea, but just too much contact, just about a step early. So they will negate the pass and catch, take the automatic first down with a 15-yard penalty. So a little different than what you're used to watching on Sundays, with basically the point of contact where the penalty was committed. 4 minutes now. Clock continues to run as the Cavaliers have it down now on to 15.
Here, Marion Local up 14-13 on New Bremen for any of our fellow MAC fans listening to us here on the live stream.
I believe that game was tied 6-6, if I remember right. So someone scored and got a 2-point conversion. A little gain is not much room for Dellinger there on the right side, but you talk about teams, you know, you talk about Coldwater being good. New Bremen had a heck of a season last year, and a lot of confidence there and enthusiasm, and you got to throw their name probably in the voting, if you will, how these teams will be seated. It's almost like a basketball and tournament. Now you're going to be seated by the coaches. The points that you're used to seeing they use for putting you into the playoffs are for reference only. They're not using the point system. They'll be seated by coaches. So
I think coaches will give more of an authentic reality of how the landscape of high school football is, because a lot of time, a lot of MAC schools, for just playing in the MAC, don't get as high a seed as they maybe generally would deserve. You see sometimes MAC schools maybe get down to the 7 or 8 seed and having to play another MAC school early, like we had the 2 MAC champions, 2 of the 3 MAC tri-champs play week 1 of the playoffs in Anna and Minster last week, and that game could have gone either way. Anna eventually wins the state championship, but like we said, Minster definitely was definitely a state championship quality team as well. So we'll see. This seeding will make it a whole lot different this year. Just going to be very unique. We'll see what changes stay. You know, hopefully by the next time we're playing this year, we're done with COVID and the social distancing and everything. That we'll see what changes this makes to high school football permanently in the state of Ohio.
Sudoff, the ball carrier, nearly drugged down at the line of scrimmage, able to shed the would-be tacklers and get some yards down near the 8-yard line. You mentioned these teams, the seeding and such. Both these teams are in Division 6. Last year they were both in Division 6, Region 23. This year the regions aren't assigned because it's going to depend on what teams elect to play in the postseason and how that all affects. So the regions are a little different, as the Cavaliers are going to try apparently a 20-yard field goal. And he will kick it on. That will be Klingshorn. Number 14, Brady Klingshorn will try a 20-yarder. It's blocked. It's a live ball picked up. And Wellman picks it up.
Number 10,
Connor Albers gets the block of the field goal, and Wellman picks it up, gets some yards the other direction, but good job by number 10, Connor Albers. Able to slide in there, and I was anxious to see once how far that kick went through, but good pursuit by Albers to negate the try.
And if Minster would have scooped that up, I think, a little quicker, they might have had a little bigger gain there, because it took, I think, Coldwater a second to realize what happened there. It took me a second to kind of process everything going on as well. So starting off at the 27-yard line for Minster, as you see our Winter Quality Meets replay, the block there.
Albers comes around, just kind of got around. There's 2 guys to block, and the Coldwater Cavalier took one, and Albers enough speed to get around that defender, which he had to sidestep, but able to zone in and not only block the kick, but I don't think he even hit the kicker. So job well done. If he misses it, he slides by, but able to get ball contact, and a good play by Albers. Austin Wellman, number 2, the ball carrier.
Say it's only 45 seconds with this running clock. This is only the second play Minster's got off this quarter. They had the fumble.
Tackle number 3, Zach Hamburg. Number 50, Grant.
So a fast-moving quarter, with the clock doesn't really stop.
10, first down, Wildcat.
Speeds this game up quite a bit in the second half. Wellman again. Positive yards around left side. That'll be a first down. So Wellman back-to-back plays as the clock under 10. We'll see if they get another snap off before the third quarter ends, or if we will go to the fourth. I think we're going to go to the fourth as there is the buzzer. That's 3 12-minute quarters in the books. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the final 12 minutes of action here on NKTelco Sports.
49, Minster 7.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back here, fourth quarter action. As the clock begins to move, the Wildcats trying to put together a drive here as Albers extends for 4 more yards.
Connor Albers this time up the middle.
And
Cross midfield.
Wildcats would like to get some points on the board here and build some momentum. As Nixon remains a quarterback.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Scott.
So third down and 5 inside Minster territory. Nixon, open receiver, and that is going to be deflected. Should be well-timed defensive play. Jack Broering there to negate Slonkowski from the catch. He was open, but a good play by Broering, number 20, to break up the potential first down catch. And now a third down and 5. Maybe I said that wrong last time. It's 3rd and 5 now. Again, this is the 66th meeting all-time between these two schools, and Coldwater has dominated the series, 51 wins coming in against just 14 losses. Last 10 meetings, again, Coldwater dominating with an 8-2 record. And here's an inside pass and catch. Connor Albers will get near and I think reach forward for the first down. Nice. Needed about 7, and he got exactly that. So that'll move the chains and take another look at it here as Nixon able to find number 10, Connor Albers.
And yeah, just a nice little play out to Albers. He's been a nice asset to this offense. We saw Austin Wellman get most of the carries, most of the focus on the offense last week. They changed it up here a bit. Connor Albers piecing together a nice game for the Wildcats.
He had a nice defensive play on the field goal try, getting a blocked field goal attempt. Penalty, there's a rare penalty by the Wildcats again, or maybe it's going to be on Coldwater. It is offside, so.
So Minster's played a very clean game. We said last week in the game of Minster, New Bremen and Minster both a lot of penalties, but we said first game of the year, that's what you expect to see. But Minster has done a nice job of cleaning that up tonight. Only 1 penalty for 10 yards in the first half. So far they've been keeping up excellently with no penalties here in the second half.
They had that one on a PAT try that was just they were offside. It moved it a half yard or half distance to the goal line, but pretty clean. There's a nice pass and catch in rhythm. Wepker, who had the touchdown catch in the first half, a 23-yard touchdown catch. Wepker comes up with his second catch, first down yards.
Nice little move to the inside there.
See him just on top of your screen, get by the Coldwater defender, get inside position, and able to get a first down catch. As there's an injury timeout on the field, we'll take a short break and come right back with more football here on NKTelco Sports.
Girls volleyball team are now 2-2.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Hey Minster, this is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey Bodkins, I'm Brett Gershner with NKTelco, and we are here for you and to help you operate your business network.
Hey Maria Stein, I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with Hometown Pride.
Hi Rishi, I'm Tim Metzger, and we are here for you for your installation of your telephone, cable TV, and internet.
Contact NKTelco at 1-888-NKTelco.
Good to see number 14, Brady Klingshire, their kicker, walk off on his own power. It appeared maybe it was just a cramping issue, so it's probably wore off from all the point after touchdown kicks he's had tonight. He's had 7. He did have his field goal attempt blocked. He did a kickoff here not too long ago instead of Jesse Meyer. Connor Albers threw an arm tackle, gains a couple more yards after that. So Albers able to move the football down into the 13-yard line or near the 13. Wildcats putting together a nice positive yards plays, if you will, here on this particular drive. Had some passes, had a couple throws in there as well. I know Webker had a catch.
Yeah, Minster had a nice balanced offense here this second half. They're doing it both through the air and on the ground.
Albers quickly busts up the middle near the 5 before he's tackled. That'll move the chains and bring up 1st and goal from the 6, possibly. Another replay here. Quick acceleration by Connor Albers.
And Connor Albers has definitely been the player leading Minster on offense this week. Nice little change up, like we said, from last week, and a nice pickup there at 9 yards.
Albers again, give him a 5-yard touchdown. So Connor Albers, good performance for him here after his blocked field goal. Gets somewhat, let's say, rewarded and gets the ball a couple of times, or quite a few times on this drive, and able to punch it in for their 2nd touchdown of the game. Take another look at it here, and then we'll get back to the PAT. Falk will kick straight on, and he strikes it squarely, and the Wildcats get their 14th point. I believe Kettner was a snapper, Wellman was a holder, and Falk nets his 2nd PAT of the game. So nice job by the Wildcats, albeit maybe against a reduced Coldwater staff, but still you're out there making plays, you're blocking, you're running, you're doing good things on offense, and that's what the Wildcats wanted to do, and they got it done on that drive.
Yeah, and like we said, Minster made some adjustments there on their offensive line in the backfield. You see Connor Albers has had a nice game so far, so this is some improvement you've seen in this Minster squad here in week number 2 as they go forward. I was just talking with people that Minster, this is going to be a team as the season goes on. You get to that week 7 playoff as we're playing a short team. This is going to want to be a team that no one's going to want to play here in a one-game scenario. I mean, it's a one-game winner-takes-all scenario here. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat the Minster Wildcats in that, and I think they're going to keep improving as the season progresses. You've seen some improvements in their offense tonight. They're facing an offensive juggernaut in Coldwater tonight. But I definitely can see being in a one-game situation, no one wanting to see the Minster Wildcats on the other side.
And I think, if I understand it right, the first week, like week 7, the teams that might be seated higher might even have a bye, if I read that right. So they would be playing, maybe a team from out of the area, possibly as like a 3 or 4 seed versus the Wildcats who maybe come in at a 7 or 8. However they do that, have a legitimate chance by that time to, upset a higher ranked or higher seeded team than them. There's a lot of running room for Marcel Blasingame, and he is corralled. I believe it was Falk. Falk has had 2 tackles for saving touchdowns. The last time he did it was called back because of a penalty. This time, no flag on the ground, so Falk does save a touchdown from Marcel Blasingame, who
he had a big run for a touchdown earlier.
He has some quickness. He had a 56-yarder for their last score. And
we said his brother Miles the signal caller for the Coldwater offense, had a nice first half, hasn't played the second half.
And Marcel, the sophomore, his brother, as you mentioned, Miles, is a senior. Same height. Miles, though, has 22 pounds on his younger brother.
I think that's going to be caught up in the weight room here, especially when you're comparing a sophomore to a senior.
An 18-year-old and probably a 16-year-old. So there is a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout and come back with the final 6 minutes, 58 seconds left of this game here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional. CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Back to live action here. Luke Sudoff held in check on his carry to the left side.
Saw a nice return by Marcel Blasingame to set up Coldwater approaching the red zone. And yet again, another possession for Coldwater. Another time they're in Minster territory.
Yeah, they've been very efficient and very strong tonight on offense and defense, but offensively, really, they've done somewhat what they need to do at will. And strong run there, a host of Minster tacklers.
Carry by number 20, Jack Bruring.
Jack Bruring, the ball carrier. And
tackle by number 33, James Bainline, and number 14, Devin Wepker.
James Bainline, 33, and Devin Wepker, 14.
Also on the tackle.
In on the tackle.
Zach Fortman.
And Zach Fortman, number 27, in on the stop. And want to remind everyone we'll be picking a player of the game tonight, and also want to mention our stats tonight. I want to thank Bruce and Deb Monin. They've again helped out. They do a fine job.
Make my life a whole heck of a lot easier.
They
Jeff.
do. They total up, keep track of a lot more detail, and gives us the ability to give you a better idea of who's doing what, and makes Brandon's job in this case a lot easier. As Sudoff with the catch. And of course, our public address announcer here at Minster is Dave Kanapke, so it's always good to hear his voice.
I think we know that guy.
Over the speaker to help us identify some of the tacklers and such. So does a nice job here at Memorial Stadium in Minster. Yeah, a fine night. I want to remember again, our senior night here, and the neat thing about it was how they honored and talked about and retired jersey number 5, a senior classmate here for the Wildcats, Jackson Hogan Camp. Nice little tribute they did. And there's a loose ball, it appears, and on fourth down, I should say, that was, he was stopped. So the Minster defense comes up big. There you go, nice fourth down stop. And a positive mark there by Brady Wolf, number 37, in on that tackle.
That was only, I mean, I only had to get 1 yard there, so if you're Minster, a big positive for you.
14, Bremen 13.
Marion Local holds on, but they beat New Bremen 14-13, and I know New Bremen or Marion hasn't lost many times at home. I was at one of those games in 2009. My nephew playing for the Cardinals. We went to that as a homecoming game for Marion Local, and New Bremen beat them 17-14 in a kind of a rain-filled game. I know it was homecoming for the Flyers. The girls, if you will, on the court had to wear boots out onto the field. It was so wet. But that was one of the few times one of the few times the Flyers have ever lost at home. But they hold on tonight, sounds like, with a nail-biting 14-13 win over, again, a much improved New Bremen squad. And I don't think that, obviously the loss is a loss for the Cardinals, but it won't hurt them for their postseason. I think if they play well, they'll get a high seed.
And I always love to bring up this stat, Jeff. Marion has had many consecutive trips to the state finals. I was 11 years old, and at the last game that Marion lost, that was not a state final game, I am now 21 years old. So that's been 10 years since Marion has lost a game that was not a state final. That was against these Minster Wildcats, actually, up in Wapak there. That was a Minster team that went 5-5, snuck into the playoffs as an 8 seed, won their opening game, and upset the Flyers before they ultimately lost to Lehman. And Lehman ended up losing to Adelphia St. John's, who ended up winning the state finals that year, won, I believe, 70-6 over Shadyside.
Well, add to your story, I was at the same game you were then. So it was at Wapak Field, and Minster beat the Flyers. So right now, Cavaliers mentioned who the Minster plays next week. Minster will travel to St. Henry. The Cavaliers will be home against Fort Recovery and then play New Bremen. And that's at New Bremen. So Coldwater will face those Cardinals we talked about as the pass falls incomplete off of Adam Kettner's hands. But Coldwater has Fort Recovery at home next week, then New Bremen, then to St. John's, and then to Anna at home. And Anna's, after a great season last year, they graduate a lot of talent. And struggling right now. They're getting beat again tonight, so who knows by that week what will be happening. But Coldwater has some big games against Fort Recovery that's winning tonight, and then New Bremen, a big matchup on the road against the Cardinals. There's a nice pass and catch, and this time Kettner holds on across the 50 down to the 43. So Nixon and Kettner hook up. Looked like maybe the similar play that Kettner had go through his hands at the play before. Nixon, again, you mentioned with decent time there, and when he has time, able to find the receivers, let them break open, and put the ball right on the money. First down catch.
Kettner does a nice job in that slot position there, getting open, looking at him again.
Similar play again through his hands, and Wildcats going to have to hurry up if they want to try to dent the end zone. Just a minute 20 left. See once if they kind of go back to the similar route. As we approach the final 70 seconds now. Coldwater will go to 2-0, and the Wildcats will fall to 0-2. Nixon, that one behind the receiver, looked like it was intended.
That was number 32, Curtis Durr. Just lost it. It could have sealed the game up here as
it was almost
Wildcats run.
Intercepted by Curtis Dewar. Wildcats quickly, clock running at 30 seconds. Nixon again. Now for Austin Wallman's hands, and that'll bring up now 4th and 10, which probably could be the last play of the game here. Coldwater on top 49-14. And this will be the last play if they get off before the clock expires. They do. Nixon unloads. And it is knocked down, and that will be the final play of the game.
That'll end the game.
So there's your final. After 4 12-minute quarters of action, the Cavaliers dominate the Wildcats tonight here at Minster, 49-14. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back and we'll wrap things up here. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwederman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center offers a family-friendly environment with a personalized approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve mobility. Dr. Christopher Stuckey specializes in reconstructive foot and ankle surgery, diabetic foot care, trauma including fractures and sports injuries, along with bunions, hammer toes, and ingrown toenails. Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center has offices located in St. Mary's and Salina. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-394-8664.
At Home and Interiors, our team loves to design beautiful yet cost-effective projects. From sleek and simple to elaborate and detailed, we customize to fit your tastes and budget with free interior design and color coordination. Visit our 5,000 square foot kitchen design center and bring your next project to life. Full custom kitchen and bath cabinets are built right here in New Bremen. Home and Interiors, your vision designed for your budget.
For over 150 years, Cargill has been helping people be successful worldwide. Cargill has always done business responsibly and in a way that makes us proud. Whether it is educating farmers in India or providing bikes to students with perfect attendance right here at home, Cargill is helping people thrive. The Sydney plant is just one piece of a global company that provides employment for hundreds of thousands, food for the world, and support for thousands of businesses. Be a part of something great at Cargill.com.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area. I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Our bankers are working hard day and night to provide the support needed right now. Even while we're apart, we're proudly working together, with you and for you. We believe there's more, much more, to all of us than these tough times. We see acts of compassion and cooperation all around our communities, and we're proud to be a part of it. And as our family of banks come together under our Park National Bank name, we promise you, we're all in this together. Our bankers are working hard day and night to provide the support needed.
Welcome back to Minster, where the Cavaliers have beat the Wildcats 49-14. And with our final game stats, here is Brandon.
Thanks, Jeff. And looking here at the final stats, the stats do tell you the story here of how this ball game went here tonight. 49 points for the Cavaliers, 525 yards of total offense, a very well-balanced attack, 314 on the ground, 211 through the air, 22 first downs, and no turnovers. You look on the flip side here for the Minster Wildcats, 239 total yards, 114 on the ground, 125 through the air, 13 first downs, and 2 turnovers for Coach Stokes' Wildcats.
Yeah, the Wildcats, albeit the loss, much better performance, I thought, this week. We saw them play last week. Much better job running the ball, throwing the ball. Just execution looked more in sync tonight. Cavaliers, we didn't see them last week. We heard, and we know they shut out St. Henry. Their defense, again, pretty good. Their offense was exceptional. They got it done a variety of ways and just really dominated the game from the get-go.
Yeah, and I think that's highlighted here, even though the Coldwater Cavalier defense was very good tonight. I think you have to give our player of the game there to Connor Albers of Minster. 16 carries, 69 yards. for the senior. He also had a blocked field goal there in the second half on special teams.
Yeah, congratulations to him. And also you mentioned the touchdown run. He got a touchdown run on the ground. So congratulations to him, and congratulations to the Coldwater Cavaliers, who really played well. And Minster, again, albeit the loss, I think have some positives that they can take away, and they will bounce back for week 3 action, as again, that'll be the halfway point of this shortened season. So that will do it here from Minster. Before we do sign off, I would like to thank our camera operators tonight. They included Nolan Emerson and Kurt Kuffner. Our director tonight was Scott Robinson. Beside me tonight was Brandon Coverman. I'm Jeff Henshin. We hope that you enjoyed this telecast, and thanks for watching here on NK Telco Sports.